Right. Right. So, yeah, so we jump in straight in. So thank you for sharing your weekend with me. And yeah, we're just gonna jump in straight here. And it will be, jumping straight here as this session is, I know what I wanted to talk about, but also that is more about you as well. Hey, Gillian. No, don't ask me again. So that was, so November, we agreed we're gonna talk about body work. So when body work, I know that we talk, we do like a few of the things here and there, is we haven't really dived down really deep or even touching the water. And so this time round is, the topic, it can be quite intense, but I just wanted to go really slow. And again, this is not about the business. This is very much can help your business in different way, but you will know that what is this different way really mean. And it's not for me to tell you. And I do it in this way because I do it in this way with compared to other people. Like I can say compare because I joined a lot of programs in the past that a lot of these business mentor, they will give you step by step of you go and do this. This is what I did. This is what I have, and then you do this, and then it's gonna be boom, voila, is that. But for me, my experience is it can be there, it can be not sustainable. As I always said, that was sustainability is the key to the business, and also that because we're driving in the front seat of your business. And also that because this contact and dynamic, you and I very the same, which is all of you we join together because we do have a full-time job. Yeah. So a lot of mentors that out there, they don't have full-time job. They don't have corporate job. So they might not understand that like you are experiencing a restructuring, and then you have these colleague need to taking care of. You have like your home taking care of. No, they were like, oh, I'm doing this. How many Ks of the business? This amount of money. When you do this step, you're gonna be the same thing, but it is not the same. So yeah. So my structure and my way is really you driving everything. I'm there to support. I provide a lot. If which one you want, I will get you there. And again, I will have my own comment as well, of course. So coming straight to here, we are going to touch on a lot about the body stuff. So the body stuff means that start from the root chakras and then go to the sacral, and then that's where the solar plexus in. It will drive you to your business. So I know that you have done the first layer of your foundation of your business, as it's a lot of like activity based, like active base, and also activity base means that you are doing a lot system wise setup so that everything can flow. It just I know that it's there. You don't need to really worried and all of that. It's not that you're coming back. You need to do a lot of like you don't know where you are. Suddenly, like you don't know where you are. Or I had to start in the beginning again. You don't have that anymore. So that have been set. At least a layer of that you know what you're gonna do, which is you're very clear what you wanted to do. And you come back from the career, you said that this is what I'm gonna look like, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I know the business why it can be so addictive. This achievement is very addictive, right? Because you feel good. And not only that, there's achievement at the other side, and you wanted to reach there. But don't forget that we also have our body. The body also needs to be with us. To be with us, because the body, when we heal our body in another way, then we can expand our energy. You will know this kind of like energy because you know how to feel at least. So I'm very lucky to have all of you that can feel, because if people cannot feel, we have to go into the sensory, which is another layer of work there. So in terms of this feeling, right, start from the root, it means that we're going into the sexuality. So today, the topic is all about sexuality. And we are talking and sharing in this in today's session. There's no practices yet because I wanted to put practices in just one because we are going slowly for this because we're not going to be like reaching any goal. Yeah. So this session, I don't know, like 60, 90, 2 hours, it depends when we feel we will know that when to end. It's not going to be like long. So my intention today is about 90 minutes. So yeah. So that obviously when you finish the Zoom, you will sit there. There's a processing there. So that is maybe, perhaps you will have that. So I have question for us to roll the ball. Okay. And the session, it can be triggered. It can be vulnerable. It literally intention is to get your heart opened and to be yourself because in this session, there's no other people. It's only you and I. So the more open you are, the more healing you will receive. So yeah, because I don't know anything about that part of you. And again, it's not for you to open up to anyone to really share that. And remember, you need to know that the session in here is all private and confidential. So yeah, so that is all it. So again, it is up to you that driving this session. I will have the question for you to roll the ball because sometimes when you put in this situation, like you will get stuck in the beginning. That is normal. Just to remember that it's normal to get stuck and you don't know how. You can ask me, Lillian, can you elaborate? Can you do this? I'm setting the scene right now because people can get really don't like it. Okay, if you do not want to answer the question, if you do not feel like sharing that, you don't need to share now. You can come back and share all of that. So yeah, remember this session, you are driving it. I am not driving it, but I can give you sort of like different perspective for you have this openness. That is my intention for this session.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Good. That is good. Because it's very much of what we do is very, very, very connected to our sexual energy. And which is another word is life force energy. Is life energy. Is force of this life. Sexuality. So if we have this distorted or closure of this sexuality, right? Your heart is not opened. Your business will not be as open as well. You're going to operate in a closed heart. And do you want to open it operate in that way?
No.
Yeah. So for our heart to really open up, we can go into open the heart work, like heart meditation, all of that. But the most powerful part, we know that is going straight to the root cause of all things. In our body, is literally go down and build it up, just like foundation. The root chakra is the foundation because of security. If you feel insecurity, if you feel unsafe in your body, fear, unworthiness is all lower chakras. I just said lower chakras. Root and sacral is all interconnected anyway. I'm not going to separate them. So yeah. So that comes to a woman's body. When I say woman's body, I will say woman. If we say general, means that men and women. If that is a masculinity energy and femininity energy, is literally energy. There's no male and female. So I want to get that very clear as well. Because I will be telling you that what the man means as well. Can tell you that what is me as a woman because I'm physically as a woman. So yeah, so that is where my experience with the man, that I have a few men clients that sort of like my learning to them as well. So yeah, so I wanted to ask the question is, what is sex means to you?
To me, it means intimacy and connection with someone. Yeah, deep connection. Yeah. And you do need to feel a degree of love, yeah, for that person, or yeah, the physicality,
And the
yeah,
trust.
yeah, and the trust as
Mhm.
well, yeah.
So that's beautiful. So a lot of, let's say we go back to our childhood, right? How do we been shown a sex around us? Because we are talking about we are at this stage, right? But let's say bring back to our childhood, and then you run a timeline to me, like your high school, your teenagers, your uni time, and all of that. Obviously, I don't need the whole story about it, but the focus here, the topic is about sexuality, that your understanding of sexuality. So yeah.
I guess reflecting back, yeah, it was always a very open thing with the family. Like, I mean, my memories are mainly of my mother because my dad died when I was very young. So, but mom was very honest with us, and she was very open about, sex, and, um, yeah, she spoke to us more about it than than what I had, at school. But, I went to an all-girls school. So, um, this was back in the 80s, and they didn't really do a lot of sexual education, sex education type topics. So, and it was also um, an all girls, Catholic school. So there was nuns around. So it wasn't really there. I mean, they got one of the mothers who was a nurse to come in and give us the sex education talk, you know. So so it was that type of yeah, set
So
up and feeling, yeah.
yeah, so it's all like interesting that we in Sacred Heart Valley we have couple of three, I think three of these session, I mean gathering community gathering that we talk about reframing our sex. So that is also one of the things that I bring in here to as reframing. So we talk about the school, the culture,
Yeah.
the sex culture, the educational culture of the school, and also that because you in this religion. So this tree is very hold the most of these, like let's say in the school, or when you're, it's like a normal thing as when you look at the guy, like, don't look, or when you touch your own body. And even though when you're little, don't even talking just at home, I don't know about this, but it's quite a generic thing that if you touch your own private part, your parents will tell it, don't touch that, it's dirty. So yeah, so again, wear really tight, you cannot show your breast, you have to cover up. And then you cannot wear, whatever your hair or your face kind of do lipstick, you are like a slut. This kind of like general or normal of these families dynamic of this is culture. It's very deep into the culture, right? It's like a taboo. Yeah. So this would be like the topic that is behind the door. You don't open the door and go and talk about
Go and talk about it, yeah.
Yeah. And again, the religion also talking about like, it's a sin that you do this and that, right? And then with the people, like think about our parents first. Directly, would you talk about your mom? Like our parents is a last generation that did not receive much of this education, like even time, or even no books, let's say, right?
Yeah.
They only being told that when grandmother said that your first night is your one man and that's it.
Yeah.
Right? And again, that you cannot see or go to other people's house until you're married. That last previous generation. And even though prior to that, we don't even need to think about it. It's just like all these, you can see this, I only know that this China tradition a lot, not about Malaysian, but China a lot is very bound into this binding or bound into this cultural with your own, your sex and culture. It's very, very tied. So when we talk about this, right, it's also feeling this repression, the feeling of the repression of this energy in the body that you cannot, everything that you cannot. So yeah, so now bring this timeline going to marriage, right? You got marriage first night, and then your whole of it until you get you have a baby. So that period of time with the man, with relationship, right? Whether it's boyfriend, husband, or loved one, lovers, this period of this dynamic here, which is the man, right? Because we're women. So let's say the man. So with the man when on the bed. So how is that translate to you? So I can bring into example what is not in here. It's not about I'm teaching you how to have sex. It's not that way. So when we on the bed, as a woman's body, we wanted to please. I want him to feel XYZ. And then it's just like, if I don't this, he will think about me of this XYZ. So it's always like outside, and then this one, and then it's become like performing. So sexually become like a performance for women. I had to become, like my body had to become certain way so that you feel that that person or the loved one or the man will be interested more in us. So yeah. And then this is the woman part. With the man's part, it's just like, how am I gonna be like my skill on the bed? Why is she's gonna think about me if I'm not doing the right thing, or I'm not performing really skillful? And all of these, it will come a lot of anxiety for the man and the woman. So again, we're talking about this like a normal, right? Like it's normal talk, normal, it's literally normal. Like people think that it's as normal. So with this normalize ourselves in this way, we have suppressed a lot of these, our wellness self, of these energies that is the wellness in our body that is wanted to come out, the wanted to experience. But we repress ourselves that, no, it doesn't look good. No, my mom said no. No, my teacher said no. No, the religion says sinful. So it's sort of this, right? Then we literally, when we get to this age, we don't know how to do this. So I run through what is here. I run through here is, what did I write? I literally write something, just right. I was waiting for you. So, okay. So this is, listen to this. That is conditioned, of course. So when we say normalize it, we've been conditioned and we've been programmed, right? So to have specific idea of how sex should look like, thrusting, sweating, pumping, humping, reaching the peak, and then cuddling a little. Some go smoking, some fall asleep. That's all.
Oh. Yeah, I've never heard it that way, Lillian. Sorry.
This is like a flow chart.
Yeah.
So
it's
think
like,
about reflecting.
Instructions on how it should be done. Yeah.
And this should be done. And this is the normal way. And we be conditioned repeating for like many, many, many years. Yeah. Some people, if you're not aware, just like you said, I never heard of that, right? When we're up to the end of it, we're still doing this.
Yeah.
So have our body literally experience of the fullness.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Exactly. So think about it, a feeling self-compassion here. Then would you like to feel to the fullness of yourself? in the
Yeah.
exploratory and discovery of your own first. That's what it is. So yeah, so we're talking about this culture, school education less, and also that
I think also modern society and marketing and all the modern movies, they have a lot to, answer for as well in the sort of things that, are being put out there that, you see and I mean, it's not like, in the movies, all beautiful and yeah,
it's that
fireworks and
expectation.
yeah.
Yeah, and also that everything that we see is all about sex anyway.
Yeah.
Everything. And what people said, when you put something on the sex, it sells. That is actually, it's sort of is I mean, when you put back, right? It's sort of like it's not a very good things to hear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
On this the
sells.
bus on the board.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then everything they're using sexuality, woman and man, but most of the time they use woman because it sells.
Yeah.
And that equal to sex and the money. So again, this is not a topic about sex is money. So now we're coming back to here again, talking about shame. Shame is the biggest feeling for men and women. So we are carry these shames a lot, and we talk about cannot touch, cannot hear, cannot see, cannot say, cannot taste, cannot even talk, cannot share. All the cannot, because we feel a deep shame in some way, some sort. And then it's just like it's a generational shame, generational trauma there. There's always something's happening and carry that shame. So can you relate to any of that?
Yes, I can to a degree, yeah. The shame part, yeah. I'm just sharing this with you. It's just a very private thing. But yeah, when I was about 5 or 6, I was abused by I guess a family friend that my parents used to send me to for piano lessons. And it only happened once or twice, but I think my mom did feel there was something not right because hello, just a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Because I didn't want to go to lessons anymore. I was wanting to avoid, and I guess I was really young at the time, so I couldn't verbalize it. But I think in her own intuition, she knew something wasn't right. So she took me out of that situation. And we never spoke about it because it just, passed. But I feel that that was something that was there, from the start. Yeah. Yeah. So that, yeah, so I can feel that and relate to it. Yeah.
So from there, so that part of you is that bringing that part of you with you to now. How do you feel?
Over the years, I've sort of, I guess, forgiven myself and the other person as well for what took place and what happened to me. I've moved on. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it does come up. I mean, I've got a daughter, and
Mm,
I was always very protective, you know,
mm,
always made sure I knew where she was growing up.
mm,
Um, yeah,
mm.
yeah. I
So
don't
that
know
created a
what was
little
the.
bit of impact there, right?
Yeah,
You're aware of that.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah. So you,
Um,
mhm,
mm. And also, I guess in my relationships with other people, I mean, I've always had long-term relationships, and they've always been like I've always found out or got myself, to knowing that person first before, actually getting into a deeper relationship with them. Yeah.
mm, okay. Well, the thing is that part of that, because with this shame, the word is going into this when we talk about, obviously we talk about sex in the shame, and then it will bring into a lot of different degree in the
Mm,
life that you may not aware that that part that is still there, like these like spiky balls that is
mm,
coming the loop again and again. It will comes out some, I don't know, some, it will arise somehow. So yeah, and then the next, it just is part, it become part of your life. And the thing is that, why am I saying this? Because shame can carry to a lot of different things. It's not only for you, and also that you will bring that, you project to other people too. But we are not here to talk about projection, but we are here to talk about really healing of that shame.
mm,
Because it will bring into your business, it will bring into how you have your team members, and also it will bring into this a long term of your relationship too in any other way. So yeah, so just like all what you say of, you can reflect back of this like a ripple effect. So yeah, so
mm,
perhaps that tonight, maybe the homework from you is to release that shame.
mm,
Write the whole thing again. It means that, if you wanted to, this is an option. If you want to write the whole thing in your essay, sort of releasing way from the beginning to now,
mm,
and you sort of like talking directly to that person, have no
mm,
fear, but you really have to facing it. So yeah, there is always a meditation. It's really easy for you is you sit there in a sacred space, open
mm,
it, invite his higher self to join you. Also the feel into yes or no for him or her. And if the feeling of yes is sort of like mean more inviting feeling, right? You could feel a yes or no from that person. You invite him or her sit in front of you and really facing eye to eye. And you have telepathy talking to him
mm,
or her. So yeah, you need to let him know that what is your feeling. It's really, really crucial to say your feeling out. And then you also said that you do not go to the class. Why? It literally everything. You blurt everything out because it's been holding in here. You
mm,
blurt everything out to him, whatever that you feel like wanted to say to her, him or her, everything of that. And then look at him or her, the face, the facial, right? And then the forgiveness. Do the three-way forgiveness. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
mm,
And then you then release the person, and then you disconnect with that person. So yeah, from here, you will feel your body a little bit lighter. And that really is sort of like releasing feeling. So why we are doing this is literally stirring up your own of that part of you. There may be other things that is connected to this shame. There may be.
mm,
So
mm,
you bring all stir up and release out
mm.
energetically, but in a real way, and feel into your heart and really releasing it that way. Yeah. And you really, if you anger, do it. If you feel vulnerable, do it. If you want to shout, feel it. Yeah, put a pillow. If no one at home, you just do it. But you can put a pillow on. And but don't put too hard if you like to suppress. But at least you are expressing. And then you're going to want to cry out loud. Because this shame, especially when you do the sexually part, your body need to release whole heap of that, because we take it and we're not aware. You will know that, you will know that feeling. We are not aware. Our woman body is absorbed so quickly that you're not even knowing that it is there. And where is the first thing you absorb? It's the lower chakra. Absorb it all, whether good or bad, because that is the job of the womb space. So yeah. So that is also why that when we go out and see people, especially you know that who you are seeing, that okay, this is a bit heavy, you protect yourself. So yeah, not as it's always doing it, but when you come to home, you also clear or you will not clear your own body. That is another thing too, because we absorb, we don't even know. You feel, I also feel like really heavy when you come out from the conversation because you have absorbed all of that. So yeah, so that is one thing that you do your homework tonight, like really absorbing it. I do it at night most of the time because our body is more receptive at night. Because in the morning we are in the active base mode and we are doing it, we are helping people. At night it's really receptive. So in this way we're able to hear our voice, we're able to connect deeper to our body. So yeah, and I'm really grateful that you told me that you're starting to connect your body, because a lot of the time that all of these energies that you're bringing from the man, the relationship, even though from the sisterhood, it can be very closed of your heart, like heart closed really tight. When our heart really closed, our sexuality closed. That closed is closed, the energy is not flowing. The energy is stuck in the solar plexus. It's just like, I want to go, and not like this feeling. Literally everything like this because of this. Yeah. So when you're doing releasing, open it. And you can start to squeeze. This is something that I practice myself, that you squeeze your vagina inside, that pelvic muscle. Exercise that. Yeah. Breathing and squeeze. Breathe and squeeze is just like you could feel your heart. And you want to massage your heart. Remember, massage the breast is literally massage the heart to let it open. You can talk to your heart. So all of these, we all can do it ourselves and practice it on your own way. I can guide you as well, but we do all the guiding on the next session. But now I'm giving you tips that you're able to do it. So when you just hold your heart and you can talk to your heart, today, we're going to sit together. It's just like friends, or, it's just a really dear friend, your lover, another lover. I always say that my heart is my lover. Is that, talk to me. I've been disconnect with you. So the shame, the next thing is disconnection. Because when we have shame in some sort of form, our heart literally closing everything. Our heart has a million petals. And just imagine this flower being so tight. It's tight. It's always another layer of the heart peel open. When peel open or open up itself, you will feel this really warm feeling that is like a lava, like this volcano lava pouring out. So that literally that feeling of that, and it's really healing. So that is the moment your heart actually open and being cracked open too, it can be. So yeah, shame, disconnection, and there's a few things here. It's sort of like a pattern. So when we heal into this sexuality part, today we're talking about a lot of the fact as well. And it will, when you do journaling, when you touch your body, right, we will feeling into these negative patterns resurfacing. So that is like something that when we with our man, we did not share that part of it. we do not share our part fully, and we are not being ourselves fully too. Because a lot of the time, when men and women, when we have this intercourse, intimacy, it's a lot come from the mind. So that's why I said it's a mind fuck. Because we're not connected to our sexual organ. The feeling of the organ is from our root, from that sexuality. Because why we're not feeling that in the beginning is because numb. Layers of numbness. So we are diving down today to really going into the why, what, every single thing that you're going to unfold yourself. And a lot of the time, Caroline, that I do not notice there because we forget. And I tell you honestly, that part forgotten is the frozen and numb part. And you will drop your jaw, literally dropping. And then from there, you pick it up, you become blossoming. Yeah. And I was one of how can you forget that thing? Like, it's so like this, you forget, but it comes to my time, I forgot. So yeah, it's sort of this memory is never there. It was literally very shocking. So yeah. So that was the part of it, like, we are, as a woman, we always not fully there, and we do not share that feeling to the man. Because when I say feeling is really sharing into all of these emotions, because we worried about a lot. As I said, we worried anxiety first, then we actually doing it. So when we have when we make love or intimacy with the man, as I said, that stage is finished. And the woman with only experience of clitoral arousal, 5 seconds, done. So it's called I'm having sex. You're not having sex on that type. So sexually have a lot of like spots that we are touching internal ourselves in order for us to aware to know that feeling of pleasure of that energy is actually inside us. We have to initiate ourselves, and this job is not man's job. So why am I saying this is when we have men and women together, what is the attraction there? It's not about how big is your breast is. It's not how big is your butt is, like how big, how perky is this and that. It's a lot of external. Remember our conversation with that 2 young guys? Remember?
Oh, yes.
Remember that?
I remember that. In North Sydney.
See, now coming in of that guy coming in, that conversation. So, yes, so that is like a normal way, right? But when we explore ourselves, it's literally a lot more than that. And that is a devotion of ourselves. Because when in front of the person, when you see the person, even though online, right, you will feel this radiate of this sexuality out. And it's not about how red is the lipstick is. It's not about how naked she is. It's not. It's that life force energy of the man or the woman is literally like, oh, what's that one? You will turn your head. When people driving, when I said, I'm not even wearing anything. And then they will just turn the head and look at you, and it just go, they will turn. And also that the woman actually go into a conference, when you walk in, you feel that energy. How she or he radiate out of that, her energy. And that is the sexuality energy, is the her life force energy. So yeah, it's not about
I want to find that, Lillian.
Exactly. It's more like how big is her breast
Yeah.
pushing up,
Yeah.
like, "Ooh, yeah, that is not that. But of course, there are plenty of guys like that. But would you like to be perceived in that way? Exactly. So when we activate ourselves and that energy activate out, and this is the expansion that you can hold yourself and you can hold anything. You can hold your clients. Your client is coming in itself. So yeah. So this is another way of like a lot of people would be using a different term as using sexual energy to manifest. It is actually not really to, when we said I use energy to manifest, this is that I want to catch that so that I become really rich. It's very ego mindset. And this is something that I will be explaining as well, like lower mind, how higher mind is very egoic. So when we're doing this, I want this sexual energy to manifest of how many $1 million, not only egoic, and this is sending the energy, energy set that you are lacking. Would that arrive or what you manifest? You're repelling.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that is something that we are going to work on. Of course, is working on you. So that's what I was like, okay, November, why I'm asking you to do this, like asking you to touch on this topic because it's something that is actually very huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether you allow to do it or not, I'm just gonna do it. Because if you're not, when you with mentoring session with me, if the topic is like this, you're not doing it, then you have to be seeing that why you are not doing it, that you had that breakthrough. So yeah. So it's good that we have that, like saying yes to do it. So yeah, so this today is about the facts and next session is about the yeah. So in this way, what does that really mean? It's just like self-pleasure. So what is this self-pleasure means to you?
I guess it's relaxation,
You got it right there.
comforting yourself, yeah.
And also explore every part of you because no one will explore the part that you don't explore because I don't know, because when we on the bed, you are the one that direct him and you are the one that said that I love this because you're not gonna say that I don't know, I thought you know better. And then when you do this on the bed, it's really to turn off.
Yeah.
You try to turn on, right?
Yeah.
So you are the man, you should know. You are the woman, it's your body. But try to figure out, it's just like having, instead of love making, it become a sexual education, but it can be fun. But the thing is that, why not the power is our hand that we explore ourselves first? As this is like, not only exploring, it is part of the healing. It's a deep healing, it's a deep self-love. Deep honoring and devotion to yourself. So I want to bring into a lot of these different wording coming into this space. Sexuality is sacred. It's a sacred act of love. And also that when we do self-pleasure, it's not that, okay, tonight 9 o'clock, we're gonna do it. Right? I mean, it's yourself, of course, you can make your own time, but there's another thing that I will teach here is create a sacred space that is really for your pleasure for hours. It's not 5 minutes. It's not in a toilet. Yeah. It's not a quickie. It's literally pleasure from head to toe. From outside to inside and then radiate outside. Like it's literally exploded as in like fireworks. So yeah. So create a sacred space and look at your calendar. You have a date of yourself. It's literally booking. Let's say Friday, this date that nobody at home. Can you do this? We do it for like, let's say put it 2 hours in. You can do half an hour to start with and then train yourself. Training means that do it I don't know how many times you do it, it doesn't really matter. But from the beginning, when you self-explore, do it as frequent as you want, because exploration is fun. So yeah, so that is one of the, and then you have all of these, these beautiful things like, the oil for your body, and then everything that you wanted to use to put around closer in just one area. So you know that, okay, tonight is the night. So those things are over there. You bring it closer to you. And you can have a new bed sheets to do that, because it's sacred. It's really sacred, because you open a circle for yourself, for this energy to come in for yourself, like healing energy. So yeah. So because that is an intention that we are setting. That is really important. And also that it will come into our awareness that we are, a lot of the time, that we are denying ourselves of these sexual needs. Why am I saying this is, I don't have that urge, Lillian. How am I going to doing it? No, I'm not doing it. So we always have to feel the urge first, and then we're doing it. Why? That urge is only hit the ceiling. That's why it become urge. So this sexuality energy, life force energy, is not about when we have urge, we do it and then shoot it up and then there. And it's not like going up and down. No. I call it that as a convention. Convention sex is up and then all down and then sleep. As I said, that flow chart. But in a very flowing way, I don't know the word yet, in a very flowy way, it's always like this. This is the energy in your body, should be. And it is like that. It's like this. Up in the energy center. And then you can breathe of this sexual urge that you're saying. You breathe up. You do not need to release. It's not every time that you have that urge, you go, no. Because that out is releasing, is like, I'm done. It's just like, I'm tired now. That is the feeling. It's just like, So the feeling is you hold it, you circulate the energy, sexual energy, back from your body, up to your spine, up to your head, down to your heart, and then continue down. And continue like that circular of this micro-obic and macro-obic, and you feel like instead of out, you're inwards. You feel energized. And then from there, your creativity sparks. People say, oh, I see stars. I'm in the universe. In the beginning, yes, you will have that. And that is supposed to be. Because it's the energy, like a universal energy. You see it inside you. However, whatever you see, that is yours. You perceive that way. So yeah. And you can go up to the crown as well. Instead of going up, you let that potent energy go. So how many times that we actually releasing it that way is like a junk. But you can intentionally out, not that you don't need to go out. Sometimes we do that too, but you go down to Mother Earth, give that energy to the Mother Earth, and you breathe in the Mother Earth energy up to you. Exchange that as well. So a lot of time that we're using the sexual energy to circulate in our body. So that is a longevity, Caroline. And then your skin will become bling bling. And then all of it radiate in your own body. That from that way, you will see the changes external of you. You can take photos of your own and compare it in a month, 2 months, 3 months. You will see changes, because that is a healing that you are witnessing yourself. So yeah. So denying your own sexual needs. So that is like repressing. And when we touch ourselves, when we have self-pleasure, what are you denying? And you will feel like, your body will feel this block itself. You have this. It's very natural because we are rewiring. So self-pleasure is also rewire our nervous system, rewire our brain. It's one of the way, and it's very alchemy. It's alchemy way to bring into this, and very powerful. You ask me, how do you reverse your nervous system? This is the most powerful way. Self-pleasure. No one teach you that. So yeah, because in self-pleasure, a lot of things that you cannot do. Oh yeah, I can't do this. I can't. You break that yourself. Because this is a lot of in denial, and you said it sometimes in denial. Who tell you they cannot? And then you started to have these, when I wanted to bring this like an image coming to you is when we self-pleasure, we're using our finger, right? You touch, I think that you know this, that, you do this yoni. You touch every single knot of, however you touch it. This is how I imagine it is like when women touch every single way of your yoni, right? There is a history there for you to open up and massaging it. Remember your breath. Open your mouth, because when we're breathing into using your breath, is breath nose, is direct, is active breathing. When we open our mouth to breathe, it's connected straight to the heart. Instead, this is very surface. The more that's why the woman, when we make love, we open the sounds. Heart. So you will know that why my sound is so tiny. What is hiding? Embrace of that sound, beautiful sound. That sound is the organ sound, is your body sound. Embrace that sound. It's actually beautiful. That is your sound, your organic sound. So that's how you bring it out. Nobody is there. Open and open. Always invite, the word invitation. Open and open. It's so connect. Connect heart, connect your womb, connect your yoni. You can breathe in this, connect your yoni, and you will feel your yoni become very wet. That is responding and is healthy. Because of responding, it's not like, oh, somebody touching me and then I become very wet. No, you can be very wet by just breathing. So practice that, because that is the circular, and that is the body function. That is a lifeless energy. And that wetness is the nectar. So that is also in the ancient way, in the ancient time, that nectar in the priestess era, people drink that nectar, they ask for it. Because that is the oracle juice. Obviously been a lot of distortion of all of that back history, right? Going to
if you did that now, you'd be deemed a witch or
yeah, exactly. So that being like being brainwashed in different stories. So yeah. So we all have that. And you know that the more that we doing this sexuality of this flowing energy, you will know that is unlimited fountain of youth. That is part of it. And you feel good in your body. So our body constantly have this water. The air, the water is all inside us. That is the life force energy. So when we wanted to have self-care, self-love, go into that mountain, go into that cave, go into
Yeah.
the water for yourself, rejuvenate. So nurturing. That's called self-nurtured.
Yeah.
So that is one thing that invite yourself to explore of that. And also this next thing is that sometimes we will have this difficulty in touching ourselves. And the thing is that you're like, oh, Lily, what do I need to touch yourself? I will only encourage you to using your fingers. And if you wanted to use the wand to try, just go and get something. But only the one with the crystal, not with the glass. I know that not vibrator. I do not encourage people have vibrator because that will become even more numb. Because that is get you go into that intensity. Like zoop that, like go zoop, like that kind of feeling that you go there, you go there, you go there, that feeling. That is not the intention. And the more that you using that vibrator is actually create another layer of trauma. A lot of the things that we do, we need to have very clear and the highest and purest frequency intention to go inside ourselves. So yeah, that's why sacred space, sexuality is sacred. When two persons making love, it's a sacred act. When we see that and bring that to us as sacred, when we make love is so good. Yeah, it's not, you want to do this tonight? Yeah, let's do it tonight. Like, it's not that kind of way. That is called conventional way. So when we practice in ourselves, you know that it's a higher level of love making, higher level of intimacy. So yeah, because all sex is sacred. So that is one part of that. And then that is all I have. I have 3 only here because it's like when we do that, there's more. But that is the most prominent that for women to feel into that. What else do I write here? I wanted to talk about pornography. So why am I bringing in pornography here is also that part of this shameful as well. So when we know the first boyfriend or girlfriend, we want to know how do we actually do it? Like our mom don't really show everything, all the pictures, right? That I want the people, I want him or her to know that I'm really good, but I never do it, right? So we started to watch this pornography. Or sometimes that you're not even watching it, or our parent watching it, or our sibling watching it, somehow you just pick on it. So when we experience of watching this pornography, there's 2 ways. So the normal way as a human level is that as a model, because we have no. So you're the, oh, he is feeling really good by doing this way. So I'm gonna do that as well. And the same with the man, right? So I'm talking about the man as well because man is more to external organ instead of us as internal. So the more that they're using pornography to like activate their part, the sacred part, and they will become very numb as well because they were using that as part of it. And they will hitting that, I keep on saying this, hitting the ceiling. What is next? I want to be more adventure. So they always go more and more and more. And that more and more and more, it's just like you're eating that pill. It's the same metaphor. And that is become
addicted.
Not only addicted, is also not sensitive. Is that insensitized? Desensitized. Yes, that's it. Okay, right. Yes. So it's the same thing as women as well. You know, when we're looking at the first thing, touch our body, like somehow we just know in a way that we just need to touch clitoris because it feels really good. And then the more that we touch that part only, because we didn't we didn't tell that we can touch other part other than go in, right? The more that we touch just clitoris along itself, it will become desensitized. And then you will find another way to go even more intense, it's just more. Pornography is a very, very bad thing for sex. And then when I say another part is higher part is pornography is a dark side that is going into your field, that you always would have this reflection, this image always attached to it. Then sometimes you don't even need to watch pornography. It's there. And it's like not haunting you, but the image is always there. So it brings you of that. How do I say that? I was really hard. I mean, not hard, but I was in this field that I know this. It's just like it bring you is a nebulan energy is another. We have like what's that called? Anunnaki. We have reptilian, and we have other name of these lower vibrational bodies. That is nebulians. That is pornography, gay and lesbian. They confuse. They give you a lot of confusion of these our body organ and the feeling that confuse us. And it's very huge in the industry. Let's say everyone literally. And this is in purpose. Yeah. So that is the unseen world, and that is inject in the humanity. So yeah. So I talked about religion before. Okay. So when we self-pleasure ourselves, right? I know that we set up the time, let's say 2 hours, but please bring the mindset as pleasure ourselves, have our self-intimacy is literally have no destination because we got nowhere to go. We are in the journey of experiencing it and then explore ourselves. The first time is explore. So yeah, and then aware how everything feels inside our body. And also that when you feel, your body will move. And when your body moves, because your energy started to move, and then your mouth open, and then your pelvic will move. All of that is normal because that is the movement of the energy. If your body really straight and you do self-pleasure, you're not going far. You can, in the beginning, on the music, play a little bit of soft, moving your body, each part of body, like all of these sort of like warm up. Let's say do it a warm up first. So yeah, so that is how it is. And then feel into sensuality of your body. You can do flower petal on the bed, but you have so many flowers there. Just use all of that because you will feel into this intimacy yourself. You have to feel that first so that your body will bring it. You bring it inside, just as I said, from external to internal, and bring it out. Yeah, bring it out, bring it in and out, and then your body will love this. Your body feel really rejuvenate, and you'll love this, and you actually want more and more. But you want more is yourself. You're able to have that. You don't need like vibrators. You don't need pornography. You don't need another man. No. All of that. All of these, just yourself first. So yeah, so that is one of that. And connect our body and mind and heart, connect our body, mind, heart, and spirit with our sexuality. So yeah. And I wrote it here, sexuality is a huge part of our life. Sexual energy is the fundamental energy of the human being. We can direct these energies and harness this energy instead of getting stuck. Yeah. And also getting stuck and confused about it. We can redirect this energy. So we direct inside instead of direct outside. We go from the back to the front and then to the front. So yeah. So that is part of my writing. When you are at peace with your sexual expression, sexual energy flows freely. And remember that, yes, we can direct energy inside, but you also wanted to, because when we direct energy, it's masculinity energy, inner masculinity. So you just allow that, you just play, literally when you allow the energy inside to go, you follow the energy. I always love to follow where you want to go today. So you follow the energy, see where it lands. So that is a feminine energy. So somehow you can see, oh, I can see another one. This is my beginning. So when I can see my inner masculine energy, whether it's colors, symbol, light, whatever you see, and then somehow they will merge. And then they're like this. And then you started to feel your core started to stir. And that is a good sign, of course. It means you're activate yourself. But also witness of your energy, your masculine energy and your feminine, how is that flowing? Like the man or the masculine will guide and the woman will lean in and will guide and lean in. And then you play along. It's like, okay, now I'm guiding now. The female will come in. I want to guide now. Okay, and then you can see, oh, she's dancing. She's showing off, right? Like this is how my beginner, I see that myself like inside, like my skirt, like, and then I was dancing. And I can see my masculine energy just stand there and just admire her. I said, oh, this masculinity is holding the space to actually see the like female side of me is dancing and expressing herself. That's how I learned Caroline. So yeah, and it's so beautiful. And from here, how do you incorporate that in your own life? This is how I learned, and your business as well.
Yeah.
So you started to self-taught a lot of this energy inside you. So your body will teach you all the wisdom that you need.
I guess it's all coming down to awareness and
awareness of the one, which is
tuning into it. Yeah.
So how do you feel today?
Oh, I've learned a lot, Lillian. Yeah. It all makes sense to me. Yeah. But it's settling down and doing it, like, making sure that you set yourself up to practice it. Yeah.
Yes, because practice it will become part of your life. Because in the beginning, because we never done it before, and I always say we don't have time, or later, because the more later it is, the more not open in your body. So we set the time, book yourself in, and do it. In the beginning, it's just like, oh, it's sort of like set time, but because we are training ourselves, and then later on, you'll know, oh, my body actually need that today. So you just on the bed and then just do whatever you feel called. It may not need 1 hour anymore. Sometimes you say, oh, I come really fast. It's okay. Don't judge that. So yeah, don't judge or your own body. That's the first thing as well. Because we've been judged, especially self-judge a lot. So it is okay. So yeah. And then you can go and remember one thing is slow sex. It's not a fast sex because it's not a fast food. We are Michelin's restaurant.
Yeah.
Just look at it's slow cook pork.
Yeah.
Slow cook. So yeah. So the thing is just like this is not a phase. But the thing is that I want you now today is the homework is to literally feel yourself. But first by releasing first. Not releasing, you cannot receive. You cannot receive. Really releasing that part, only one part, because that part coming up, there might be other part, release that. So yeah. And if you see the energy cord between your belly to that person belly, all connected. We all have a lot of energy cord. Now I'm saying this is because do not cut any cord. You can clear, you can see what colors. If that is more like dull color, clear that as well by your own light language, say it from your heart. You can practice along the way your light language. Say intention, clear these low colors or brighten up or higher pure acid energies coming in, you just say it and visualizing it as it's gone. Sometimes it can be a spell too, you don't know. Because you don't know who's other people. Whatever it is, no judging. It literally you wanted to release. So yeah. So that is one part of it. And then it's always forgiveness. So yeah. To be able to forgive people is also sometimes very difficult. So yeah. Because I also found out that very difficult to forgive someone that is actually hurt you. It takes me a long time, especially when I'm doing sexuality work. I know how hard is that. So yeah. And the thing is that in this physical lifetime, I don't have any sexual abuse and I don't have any, like, nothing not good. But I know that there was a time that when I was in early high school, when I was waiting for tuition English, right? I was in a shop. So like upstate tuition center, I would come down to the shop because my mom dropped me early. So, and I was molested. And then the person ran. So yeah. And I've actually forgot about that part. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I found. The memory sort of fades.
It's not
I
face,
guess
it's
because it's
frozen.
trauma, you don't want to remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's frozen. So that part of it, I always said, that part of you is frozen. So now if you have those things that I had it, recall that part back. It's sort of like inner child coming back or inner teenagers coming back, sit in front of you, and you really feel like you feel that feeling. You see that it's hit. What is the face look like? Sad or not? Talk, connect, because that is you. You want that part coming back together and you feel more wholeness. So many alive human self being flying somewhere, like literally scattered. We forgot because it's frozen, locked, frozen, numb. It's all these fractals. Remember, it's always a fractals calling back. You feel when you heal that part of yourself back, you feel the wholeness and feel really good. That's why we're doing healing work.
Okay.
So yeah. So that is part of the homework today. So yeah.
Okay. That's beautiful. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you.
How do you like the session?
Good.
Good. All right.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. I want to do some more
Of
next
course.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was gentle. I was like not really like hard or gentle, but I don't know how to open you up because of course that part of you is not easy to open to be able to. When I said, you really want to do this, they say yes, and then we just open up, and whatever you share is connected how you react to your own business, react to people around you. You want to become wholeness of what you are doing too, and how you serve people from the root.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Thank you
start
so much.
practicing from tonight.
Yeah. So that is
Meditation, yeah, and yeah.
And you can start by doing this yoni again if you want. So yeah. And to be able to like go do it more. So yeah. And for our next catch up, I will doing more practice. I like to do it at night, like in the morning can do this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wanted to do it at night so we're all receptive and I'll be able to guide you in a meditation way.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that is like you can turn, is it just like how we do the yoni session, just off? You can
off, yeah.
Even though you have sound, I don't need to hear it, but you can hear me. So yeah, I wanted to bring into the practice and to connect to self more. And also that I feel like if these 4 weeks, it depends, I mean, this not 4 weeks. 4 weeks, oh yeah. These 4 weeks or the 4 weeks in November, I'm gonna bring in some of this tantra work coming in because tantra work is very, very spiritual. Like what we're talking here today is a spirituality and the sexuality together, hand in hand. So yeah, because it's a sacred. So yeah. So I'm bringing in tantric knowledge in so that we actually can see the sex in different way. In very wholeness way. Is obviously the real tantra is very different, but I'm not going into that side. I'm going into what is now. That is really helping me. So yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy. Let me know how you go.
Okay.
Bye
I'll
for
speak to you
now.
through the week. Thanks, Lillian.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.